good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where are you joining us from. I'm Rishabh from Data Couch, and I'm excited to welcome you all in this session of GitHub for Teams, Practical Management and Collaboration Skills. In today's collaborative and code-driven world, version control is the backbone of efficient software development. Git, the world's most popular distributed version control system, and GitHub, the leading platform for hosting and collaborating on Git repositories, have transformed how developers, teams, and organizations build software. Following the introductory concept covered in session 1, session 2 advances into the practical aspects of collaboration on GitHub. This session will focus on real-world applications of repository management, issue tracking, pull request, and by the end of this session, attendees will be equipped with the essential knowledge and skills to confidently contribute to projects, manage repositories effectively, and engage in collaborative development practices.
This is Swami, and here is my GitHub repo. I'll put it here so that way you guys will have access to whatever we are doing. So today's session is pretty much loaded with a lot of things to do. So let me directly start with this. So this is part of the certification series. Whatever we are doing is GitHub Foundation certification, and if you come and see, there are two parts, around 10 hours. So in the part 1 of 2, in the previous session we completed this introduction to Git, and this session will complete this, and in the next session we'll see if definitely we'll be able to squeeze in these two, and then we'll look at this one, how we can cover others. So our intention is to learn the technology to the core. So that's our intention. It's not number of sessions. So that being said, we are coming back to the second unit. I'm calling it a unit back of lack of better word. So if you see this introduction to GitHub, we saw this one as a second chapter there. And in this, what we are going to do is this gives introduction to GitHub and also a little bit of workflow we will be taking care. I mean, all my sessions will be mostly the hands-on session. So see, the learning objective is we'll identify some of the things we'll introduce, and then we will revisit that in further sessions, because this is again, as we have seen that an entire certification series comes around 11 to 12 hours plus or minus. So we are in the second hour, I assume. So it takes little time, but let's spend time learn it. So we need to have a GitHub account. So we'll be going through all these things. It might be like a high level tip of the iceberg kind of thing, and again we'll revisit, because as you have seen it here, in this 1 hour we'll be going through a lot of these things. Technically it is 1 hour 45 minutes content. So we'll see our level best to justify this. We'll see that. I mean, we can directly go into this one, but before going, I just wanted to quickly walk you through these few bits, and directly we'll go to the guided tour. Okay, so the guided tour, I already opened it here. I'm keeping it here, the guided tour. We'll see practically how things work. So major focus will keep it there. Huh? On this, let's go to the key. As we have seen, the GitHub is built on top of that Git. And we have a lot of these things. At least briefly I'll introduce, and then we will go and see this. So it's a cloud-based platform, and to a decent extent we saw the visual pictures, distributed and centralized, and different kind of source control systems, and we spoke about Git in the previous session. So now we know that GitHub is a cloud-based platform built on top of that, and a distributed version control. And here you can see that we have collaboration the command line tools and the website. Like if you come and see that the GitHub itself is the website, and you have the GitHub desktop, and also from the tooling perspective, the command line perspective, we have the command line. So all three, I mean, you're comfortable in anything you can use. Like here, if I come back and see, we can use the website, okay, and we can use the command line, and there are tools. Not only GitHub desktop, there are other tools. If we want, we can write our own tool. And at the same time, we have Copilot chart, and Copilot agents. We have the collaboration also embedded in here. We can do here, and here in this GitHub. There are a lot of places this AI has come into our lives. And the collaboration perspective, we see that uh, I'm working from India and someone else is working from some other country, and maybe within the same country, within the same state, but at different places, people are working and they want to collaborate. And this is one of the thing which is very useful to collaborate. So I do some work, other can do some other work, and they can uh, we all can collaborate together to complete this project. And the productivity perspective, if you see that everything is there within the same umbrella, I'm calling it as an umbrella. So what happens is, like, you will have CI/CD and other things. Like if you see back in 2010, 11, and 12, the build process itself used to take a lot of time. So we used to check in the code. We used to check in the code in the source control, and then we need to raise a email or a ticket that goes to the build team, and the build team will get the latest version from the main branch, and they have their own process to build it. Uh, that will be one centralized team, and all different development teams within the organization, they have to send the request to them, and they will they will build it, and they'll come back to us saying that, hey, this is what we built it, and here is your location. And then it will be asked to go and deploy. So it's a process. It takes days together. Now, what is happening is the CI/CD process. We will write the code there itself, and then we'll have the CI/CD, the continuous delivery and the continuous deployment. So, as soon as we merge the code, we will see the build gets kicked in, and unit tests will get run, and it creates the packaging, whether it is executable or whatever the kind of artifacts which we want to create, it creates it. And then if the continuous deployment or continuous delivery, once, if it is a lower environment, there will not be any approvals needed for that, as it is dev or test environments. Dev environment, it deploys, and it can run set of unit test cases and integration test cases, and everything passes. We can directly go and deploy it to test environment and give the control to quality assurance team to go and validate it. And from the security perspective, like code quality, code QL is there, secret scanning. Knowingly or unknowingly, if we check in the secrets, so there is a item which will stop us, and dependent bot and security overview. A lot of these things we will be seeing in future, but I'll do my level best to see if I can show everything in one go. And scale is how many millions of developers across the globe they are using it, and how many repositories are there. And the previous AI tools, I know they were trained on large code base, and GitHub is one of the largest code base. There are millions of public repositories are there, and the AI tools have learned from this code. I mean, I write the code in a different way, other guy write in a different way, but overall the AI tool has learned from these different places. So what is the repository? So repository is a place where we will have all our project artifacts and its revision. So where we all will collaborate it. So how to create a repository, we'll see that, and how to clone a repository and how to add a file. To a decent extent, we'll see that, and gist are to do a small share. We'll discuss about the gist also while we're doing a practical thing. I just want to cover all the creation of repository, gist, and everything in one stretch. So first, let's go through all these things real quick. And wikis are another place, because previously what used to happen is we used to have Confluence or some other place where we used to have all the extensive documentation. Now the new pattern what I'm seeing is we can have a folder called docs, and within the docs folder itself we can have all the code, uh, all the code and the documentation that we can see here. I mean, I just wanted to do it while we are here so that you guys will also see. So if I say this copy exercise, because I'm also starting, so we will see that live. So I'll be keeping it, and I just create a repository. So now what it does is it creates the clone of this skill introduction to GitHub into my repository. So here it will give the all the it will give this all this introduction and everything. Now let's see. There's one branch we have it, and we'll come back to check at this issues here. So we'll see that how that issues are there, how do we go and create step by step, everything we'll see that. And the one which we were talking currently is this one, wiki. So we can create a wiki page, and at the same time if you can go and click on the setting where you can see the, we can go ahead and enable the discussions. Now I can click on check that and click on this setup discussion, and I click on the start discussion. Now what happens is here, apart from this our code artifacts, so we can discuss, we'll discuss about the issues, we'll come back. And we can see, we can have the discussions, and we can have the CI/CD process here, and workflows. Everything is there here. You can see what is this step one, what is this step two. Everything is there. Everything we will come back to this one, and we can have the project boards itself. We can create a new project boards, and we can create wiki. And the one which we were talking about is the code scanning. And inside the code scanning, you can see that I can go here and configure the code scanning. We don't have the code, but if you are enabling the code scanning, what happens is it will go through this, and it will have a matrix of the types of languages which are available and what it has to enable. I can come and click. I'm just showing this. Don't worry if you are unable to understand what it is. We will come back and we will revisit. I just wanted to show you that, okay, this is what it is. It's like a tip of the iceberg. So don't worry whether you're able to understand it or not. It's just like a tip of the iceberg we're touching. And again, we will come and revisit all of these things. So you can see C, C++, C Sharp, Go, Java. When like post number of options we have this one. I'm just canceling because it will fail because we don't have any code. I don't want to confuse you people. And let's see if you see the security perspective from the code scanning perspective. We can see that, and here in the secret scanning also, here itself in the code scanning, we will, when we are configuring the code scanning, we can see the secret protection. It is there, and there is something known as a push protection. So what happens is, even if you forget something secret and you want to commit the code or push the code, so it will block that. So you can see here the dependent bot alerts. We will be able to check that, and that's to a decent extent. About security, here we were talking about that. So secret scanning, code scanning, we saw that, and wikis is the place where we saw the wiki also. So instead of having to create a separate place of documentation, we can create the wiki here itself. So what happens is, everything it can be here itself. So we have a code, we have the issues. We'll come back to the issues in a minute, and we'll come back to the issues in a minute. And then we have a pull request, and we have discussions, we have CI/CD process, we have these are the workflows, and we have projects, we have wiki, we have security, we have insights, like what is this repo, how many people have visited, what all the security issues, traffics, and all those things it shows us here. And this is settings. So this is, to a decent extent, we were able to do a decent dive, if not a deep dive. So again, if you come and see the GitHub workflow, something known as a branches, commits, pull request, GitHub flow, and Git flow. So if you see from the branches perspective, so branch is I would call it as a state. So that means if you go to the exercise, I click on this, go to the exercise, it is coming in here. Now this is a state of the branch. Right now, how many branches are there? There is only one branch. Now I can create another branch. So I can come back here, and I can create a new branch. I'm calling it as, generally I do this way, Swami, the task ID. So I'll create task one. It will be generally an ID, a ticket, or an issue, and then the task description, testing. I just create a branch. Now, if you come back to this one and click on here, you can see that there are two branches. The default is main, and no one would love to corrupt the main branch, so they would create a branch where they will make modifications. So if you see that,
A heartful thank to you, Vishwanatha Swami, for delivering yet another practical and insightful session on GitHub for Teams, Practical Management and Collaboration Skills Session 2. Your ability to simplify complex concepts and share real-world practices made the session highly engaging and valuable for all the participants. We truly thankful to you on this. And thank you again for being part of the event today. For more questions, I think you can always reach out to hello@datacouch.io. If you missed any part of today's session or would like to visit it, the recording will be available soon on DataCouch YouTube channel. We'll also share it on our social channel. You can subscribe to our LinkedIn newsletter by following our company page and get deep on insights in a fun way into the future of data and AI. Thank you again for being part of today's event. We look forward to seeing you at our next session. Wish you a productive day ahead.